here it is. It's day 1 of our By Faith 20-day online devotional. Again, it's completely free, but we will try our best to cover the book as much as possible. But let's go ahead and start with day 1. We go to Genesis chapter 11, verses 27 through chapter 12, verses 3. And we find Terah and his son Abram and nephew Lot, and they're going to Ur. And we find that through this process in chapter 12, we find that God speaks to Abram and gives him a promise. And that promise is to leave his native land and all that he knows. And in exchange, he will make him into a great nation. And how many of us can do that? How many of us need a plan for our life? We need a GPS, if you will, to get to where we're going. I'll give you an example. We just left for Gulf Shores for spring break, and so I needed to type in where we were going, and so I allowed the GPS to navigate my lefts and my rights and my norths and my souths, and so we got there, and it gave me the time, if you will, of when we would arrive. And so we find this place where God speaks to Abram and doesn't give him just a promise of if then, but he gives a promise of I will. I will make you into a great nation. I will bless you and make you famous. I will bless those who bless you and curse those who curse you. All the families on earth will be blessed through you. So he doesn't give him a promise of if you do this, then I will do that. He just spoke into his life and said, I will make you a father of many nations. So Abram had something to hold on to, which made his obedience worth his trouble of the unknown. He had something to hold on to. And we don't know. Sometimes we're holding on to something by faith because of it. We have been given a promise by God that if we can trust him and walk into obedience, that I will make you a father of many nations like he did with Abram. So we go on to our morning motivation. And Paul reminds us in Romans 10:17 that our faith is as strong as our revelation of the word. Our faith is as strong as the revelation of our word. Romans 10:17 says, so faith comes by hearing, and what is heard comes by the preaching of Christ. So it's what we hear and what we see in the word, where it becomes alive to us, and that our faith is built upon this word. So it's really asking ourselves in the morning, can we take a moment and ask ourselves, do I truly trust him? Do I truly trust this word? Do I truly trust all the promises that he has given me? That's what we need to ask ourselves. Then we move on to our afternoon inspiration, and the word obey in Hebrew means to hear, to give ear. The dictionary defines it as to follow the commands or guidance of. God is looking for our full obedience. He doesn't want just a little. He doesn't want just a half. He wants our full obedience. So in your afternoon, go about your day. Take time to remove all the chatter and take a moment to willfully tell him that you trust him. That you will no longer make obedience complicated. Let him know you trust him in the details. And for some of us, that is hard to do because we are type A, need to have a plan written out, and we have a checklist marked, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and anything out of sorts, we get antsy. We don't understand. But how many of us needs to be in a place where we can trust him, where we can obey His word. And because we obey His word, our faith builds up. And through our faith, we begin to trust Him more with the unknown of our lives. So here we close with our evening devotion. Did you manage to have those moments of obedience? So tonight, ask yourself, did I have that moment of obedience? When God asked me to do this, did I do it? Did I obey? Did the Holy Spirit come and tell me and show me what I needed to do? Was there a conviction in my heart? Was there a sense of direction that I needed to be obedient in that moment? So again, these are brief, I promise you, brief analyzations of the day-to-day studies in this book of By Faith. I encourage you, it's still time to get the book. There's still time to grab a pen and to really take note of what God is speaking to you in your life. So we wrap up day 1, and we will see you tomorrow for day 2.